Today I wanted to talk about how I apply my eyebrow makeup. Full disclosure here, I actually have my eyebrows microbladed. That's an entire other video. I had it microbladed years ago. And so I do already have a base for which I can draw my eyebrows, but I'm going to show you the techniques I used prior to the microblading that I used in terms of figuring out where to place the pencil, and we'll go from there. Okay, the first thing you want to do is either decide if you want to go with your existing eyebrow shape, or if your eyebrows are so sparse that you want to come up with some different shape for a change. That's something you might want to do as well. I know that eyebrows can be curved, they can be almost straight, they can have an S shape, they can be quite high. I think really the one thing that I think is universal to look for with more mature skin, or at least for me, is to avoid, coming down too far here. And, you want to stop where you're giving your face more of the uplifted look. So that's where measuring where to apply the brow makeup comes in. I like to take a pencil or a brush. Take this brush here. And when deciding on where to place the makeup, a common technique used is start here at the front of your nose, at the side of your nose, and that is basically where I believe you're going to start it. And then in front of the center of your eye is where you're going to have your highest arch. And then by placing your pencil to the side of your nose and the corner of your eye, you can determine where to stop. And as I had recommended, going beyond that, going down too far, for me, doesn't really do me any favors in terms of giving me a lifted look. Now, I still wear eyebrow makeup every day, even though my eyes are microbladed, because the color is turned almost a grayish color. It doesn't match my existing hair, so I do, but it's easier for me because she's already given me sort of a template with which to work. Let me show you my eyebrow makeup supplies. I've put them in this pretty bag. I'm loving these videos because they're an excuse for me to pull out all these lovely makeup bags that I have and I don't, use very often. This one came with a perfume. I'll start with the use of a gel formula for my eyebrow because that's the one that I use the most and I think works the best as far as working with the microblading that I had done. So a product that I will typically use is this one here, Anastasia Beverly Hills. The color I have here is chocolate. And I like this. This is a great product. So I'm going to use that. And I also like their brush. I have a new one here, which I'm going to open up just for you guys, because as always, my other one needs washing. So this is it. Anastasia Beverly Hills Brush 7B. This is handy too. I won't be throwing this away. This can be used just to store your brush if you want to put it in your touch-up makeup bag or bring it for travel. So this is handy. I like to keep these ends that come on the new brushes as well because they are excellent for travel, or if you like to just throw one brush in your touch-up bag. Okay, let's take a look at this. It comes in various colors, so just find what works best for your skin tone and hair. It's a fairly thick consistency. When I think gel, I think something a lot more fluid than this, but it's not. It's a thick paste. So going in, I just dip my brush in, and I start from the bottom and then the top, and then I fill it in, and then I do the inner corner last. Just really gentle strokes. And I have some recommendations for touch-up if it's too heavy and you're just not liking it. It's difficult to correct the brows once you've kind of made them too thick or the wrong shape. I have touch-up suggestions, which I'll show you at the end. Okay. I start, I guess, from the center, work my way out, and then I start going in further with it. You don't have to cover the entire brow. If you have a denser area here and you really want to just bypass that, whatever works best for you. And then I do a line at the bottom and I just flick it up. Some people draw a line up here. I find that's a little too harsh for my face, but again, experiment with what works best for you. If you go too far, just use your finger and take some off. At this point, I might brush a little bit like that. And if I like the look, I'll go ahead and set it. If I think I've used too much of a heavy hand, that's when I do a touch-up. What I do, I didn't bring it out with me, but I use a big fluffy blending brush, and I will just use some either very light colored eyeshadow, or I might use some setting powder, and I just gently brush it over, and it will diffuse any harsh lines that you created that you weren't happy with. So it just diffuses them. It also can add some lighter color here and under here, which a lot of people like that look with their brows. Some people will add a thin shimmer here to create sort of an uplifted look. I don't put shimmers there. I don't like it myself. But after I've corrected it, if need be, that's when I go ahead and I set it. Now I have two products, in fact 3. This one here is from, I believe it's It Cosmetics. Can't read it, but what this really reminds me of is hairspray with a brush, which is very handy. In fact, sometimes if I don't have a setting spray specifically for my eyebrows, you can take some hairspray and just spritz it on the end of your spoolie. And, you know, just get some of those flyaways moved out of the way. Now this here is great. It comes, it's like mascara, but almost has a hairspray texture to it. And sometimes, if they're really awkward, I might just press it with my finger. Another way that I set my brows, I like this product here by MAC. It's just a brow set gel, and this is a new one, so it looks very pretty and clear. But be forewarned that after you've used it a couple of times, this will turn a brownie color or whatever color that you get on the wand. But this is wonderful. I really like this product. So again, you just wipe it on your eyebrows wherever you feel. It doesn't have to be everywhere, just where you feel you need a little extra taming. Let me show you one more. Is this one here, Gimme Brow by Benefit Cosmetics. It comes in different colors. This is a dark brown color. And again, when I'm finished, I suppose if you had eyebrows that had hair all over, you maybe just would use this and call it a day. But for me, I don't have any hair from here to here, pretty much. No hair there. So this wouldn't be effective for me, but I can use it just to maybe touch up the front area, give it a little bit more texture. So I think a combination of these products works. Okay, the go-to for a lot of people are pencil. This is a really good one from MAC in dark brown. This is also a very good one. Precisely My Brow Pencil. It comes in different numbers. This is a number 4. I believe the higher the number, the darker the shade. And it just twists off like that. You've got a very, very thin liner. Now for me, and my microbladed a long time ago eyebrows, the pencils, I don't prefer them to the gels. For starters, I have shaky hands, so I just find the pencil far trickier for me, but it's terrific if you want to do more precision work with it. I'll show you how I do it. Again, I use the same method that I use on this side. I start at the bottom, very light. I think I need to lift it up a little bit more there. Very light. You can always add more. Then I go to the top and just get my shape going. And then I fill it in like light feathery strokes. Again, if you've gone out the lines, you can just use your finger. For the center, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the gel. Start at the bottom and just do really gentle, realistic strokes on the inside. See, there's a little bit there. I will make far more mistakes with this, but if you have a really steady hand and you like working with more precision products, this is a terrific eyebrow pencil. And finally, I will take one of my setting products. This one here is good if you have hair that you want to just emphasize a little bit more. But I don't really want to emphasize it over there. It's too dark as it is. Oops. And then maybe these flyaways here, just coax them to go up like that. Now it's important, I think, to remember that nobody's eyebrows are perfectly symmetrical naturally. Well, maybe some people's are, but mine certainly aren't. My face isn't symmetrical. So I think it's important to remember that, you're not looking for precision. You're not looking to have your eyebrows be identical. It's more realistic, just to go with what looks good to you in the mirror. Your eyes are different shapes. They're located differently on your face. So just go with what feels comfortable for you. Love this makeup bag. Well, I'd love to hear your comments about what techniques you use to draw and prepare and set your brows. I will look forward to another video where I can talk to you all about my microblading experience and whether I would do it again or not. But until then, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.